Hello out there. It's Wednesday. Sorry my voice is kind of shot. I just finished how many hours of class? 5 or 6 hour class, I think. So, anyways, so my voice isn't as strong as it sometimes is. Forgive the bumping. I'm trying to get this situated so I can get my light on here for you. So things are a little bit better. Should be good now, in theory. So welcome. Yeah, like I said, 5-hour class, so my voice is a little bit less than perfect, but it's okay. I'm happy to be here. So, I'm just getting on my page, getting everything set for you, and we will get started. So tonight we are bringing out some undertones of the wood, texture paper, and let's see, what else are we doing? We're going to do some negative space design, which sounds really fancy, but all that means, hello by the way, which all that means, negative space design, the only thing that means is, hi Lise, how are you? That means we're going to use the hole that the punch is instead of stand it up. So you'll understand in a minute. And let's see here. Since everything's still packed, I only have one block, so we are going to make this work. Anyways, excuse me. No voice. Awesome. There we go. All right. Back up and running, at least in theory. All right, so what you're going to need for this project is some very vanilla out of the thick base. Excuse me. That we're going to fold over. We are going to need some wood, and I am not sure if we are still going to need the extra vanilla piece or not. It depends on how things turn out. So, to protect my workspace, when I'm doing my spritzing, because we're going to do that first here. So I've got my spritzer, and I've got it filled with water as well as Real Red ink. So this is something to do. Hi Jude, how are you? Hi, talking 5 hours straight. Woof. Anyways, so we've got Real Red in here, and when you do this, sometimes our spritzers clog a little bit, or piddle, or whatever you want to say. So you just want to spray down in the corner, make sure it's directed correctly and everything else, but we're doing okay. So the paper will curl. And I am just going to, for my red door, right? Alright. So I'm going to take my red sheet out, and I'm going to move my box so you guys can see. 1 second. Alright. So I've got my red, and if you don't like it, you can add to it, take off, you know, just whatever you want, really. It's really that simple. Okay, so in the meantime, I've got my words I'm going to use. So, there's so much to love about you. Kindness changes everything. Thank you. So happy about your news, you know. So I'm going between thank you, kindness changes everything, or there's so much to love about you. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. So I think we're going to do one with the words facing this way and one with them facing this way. So you see a little bit of change. We're going to do thank you and then there's so much to love about you. Okay. So I'm just going to pull these off here and set them aside. Make sure you set them on something, because photopolymer stamps, guess what, guys? You can't really see them. Do not throw them away. Excuse me. Sorry. I did want to show you one thing beforehand. I'm sorry that I'm backtracking a little bit. I do want to show you, and we'll put these on the punch instead. With the Real Red, okay? This is our sponge brayer. This is another way to get color and texture, shall we say. So I'm just gonna roll. My goodness. Evidently my voice can only do about 4.5 hours. So I'm just gonna roll and give some depth to my wood. This is another way to do it if you don't want to do the whole splash zone thing and have a box and everything else. Okay, so just another way to get some color and some depth to stretch this wood and make it so you can do some more with it. Okay, so that is what we're looking at. If you don't want to deal with wet paper, that's another way. Actually, I should just leave this open, huh? All right, so that's not quite dry. So what I'm gonna do is grab my card base, okay? And we're doing negative images, or, you know, not negative images, negative space. So what we're gonna do, grab our punch. This is the Everyday Label punch, and I am going to, I think we're gonna go this way instead. But we are going to grab the punch. Okay. Now save that piece for later, because you could use it for something else. Way too much talking today. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this down here. Okay. So I'm going to grab my snail. And I am going to glue this down. Hopefully we've punched it straight, because if we haven't, it'll be obvious. And then I'm going to grab my thank you and hopefully put it on correctly. And I'm going to just use the back side. This is usually my stamp that I use on the back. But like I said, my blocks are still packed, so, you know. We're going to do what we got to do to make it happen for you guys. So I'm just going to lay this down here. And look at that. See? Negative space. Kind of cool, right? So, alright, so normally I would clean this, but, you know, we're not going there. Are we? Okay. And I'm going to stick There's so much love. There's so much to love about you on the other one. Now this is still a little bit wet, but you know, it is what it is, right? The punch will still punch out of it. Now it's not going to go all the way to center just because of the reach we have. So I am just going to go down towards the bottom and realize, that this punch is not going to punch through because the paper's wet. Go figure, right? So we're going to kind of peel and make it work. You're going to let this dry and you will not have these issues. But in the meantime, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to hold this down so I have the edge to peel off of, and we're going to make it happen. And hopefully... it's stuck! There we go! If anything could happen, it will, right? On a live? Yes. So I'm just going to finish peeling this little bit. You know, after it dries, I'll probably take a nail file or something to the edge of it. Or not. I don't know. We'll see. I might end up just pulling the fibers everywhere else so it looks right. But I'm not too worried about it. I just want the technique. You guys will wait till it dries so it won't matter. Okay? So I'm going to glue here. And because that other paper is wet, guess what I'm going to do? I am not going to put it on the paper. I'm going to instead do it here. Okay? So hopefully I've covered everywhere I've glued so I don't have stickies later. Not bad for half wet, half punched, but hey, you know? And then we're going to ink this up. Okay. It works. It'll be fine. So, not quite the same look, but you know, so be it, right? So I will post some other cards tomorrow, as well as the tutorial, the video, all that kind of stuff. This one was going to be a little bit shorter because my voice isn't completely back. I had a bad cold last week. Not only did I have all kinds of school stuff, but also had a bad cold, so I wouldn't have been able to talk anyways. So I'm still getting over that too. So anyway, so that's just one of the ideas. I will post some other ideas for you. Also want to give you an FYI if you're thinking about ordering, the BOGO sale finishes on Saturday night. So make sure you get all that done. I will email out tomorrow an updated link and for the retired list. Sorry, it's after the 1st. And we will get things straight and going again. So without anything else, I will leave you with that. Remember to follow me on my blog, www.stampingwithjohnny.com. Thank you for joining me tonight. Really appreciate it. And this will be posted on YouTube tomorrow. And we will get everything squared away, accomplished, and ready to go. So thank you so much for joining me. Have a great night. Bye-bye.